concept involved. And then again right here, database upgrades, COE, like, the cost estimation is based. So pretty much all whatever point what you see here, it's kind of a very, very high level responsibility as a business object administrator. You will be working in any of the projects. And then you have BO universe designer, report designer, and data BO architecture or BO architect. That's kind of a, again, kind of like, overrule. It's like in order to get the BO architect level of knowledge, you have to have all the three as a default, I should say. So as a developer, so pretty much in today's world, in the BO market, when we talk about roles and market here, in today's world, pretty much, it's like the client, again, it depends and it's completely conditional when I say when you look forward for a client which are very big, like the Fortune 500 company, and let's say their total number of user varies from more than 500, and then it goes beyond, then usually they have a separate business object administrator team, because when we say 500 users, it's a good number of amount, and then you have to support all the 500 users and their reports and their security. Then it's really tedious process to do everything in one shoulder or like one person task or responsibility. So they usually divide it like the BO administrator, which supports all the users in the systems and responsible for all the upgrade, security patch, cost estimation, space, like that. And then there is another responsibility which comes as basically another role, I should say, as a universe designer, report writer, and architecture. When we talk about less than 100 or less than 200 client or project or reporting system, then they will expect you to know both. It means like the universe designer, report designer, little bit like an architect level, but definitely an admin guy, because they are not going to spend, again, as I'm saying, it's completely conditional, like they may be expecting to grow forward. So it's kind of a little bit different. So that's again kind of like, that's another scenario there. So that's how basically the BO universe designer and BO report designer actually. So that's kind of a roles and responsibility there, BO universe designer and BO report writer actually. So the report writer is responsible for designing a report, and universe designer is like, providing a universe to the report writer. And now what is the universe and what is the report, we are going to see in a few minutes. So business object provides a couple of tools as part of its product and its product suite, which will help you create a business object report, basically help you create a business object universe. That universe is nothing but a schema modeling. When we talk about schema modeling, means like, the star table or star schema, where you have a fact table at the center and the dimension tables connected to the fact tables. Just the basics I'm going. So that's kind of a schema that you are going to build on top with the help of this universe designer. And then with the help of this universe designer, you are going to write your report for your end users, and then you will deliver to them in the info view, or like, the BI launchpad with the 4.0, so they can access that report for their routine analysis work. Okay, and then as I said, this is one of the tool is a Web by Rich Client tool, and then BO dashboard writer is nothing but nowadays is the fourth job and responsibility in the market is a BO dashboard writer or Excel CS developer, you can say. So that's also we have in the training, which is basically like the Excel CS components, and Excel CS pretty much like, the Excel CS reporting tool, which comes under this job and responsibility. So that's overall about like, the roles and market. So business object market is definitely booming up now with the SAP integration, and I have been teaching a lot of people. They are coming from the vast SAP background. Is like they have been working in the SAP market, in the SAP ECC, BW, back like 20 years, 15 years, and they are saying, and they are coming and saying, in fact, to me, it's their statement, like SAP is coming and saying us like, now no more back queries, no more BW. You have to use SAP business object reporting tool for your reporting needs. So better to learn as soon as possible, and we are going to have business object infrastructure set up in the project as soon as possible. So that's a straight, basically one project right there. So all the clients, and SAP is there in the business for a long, long time. So now all the clients, whoever has SAP, they are definitely like 100% they are going to use SAP Business Object as a reporting tool. And then all the other tool or all the other projects or all the other database, they're also moving in slowly in the business object. So as I'm saying, like I have been worked basically in the past where we have the Cognos reports or web focused reports that needs to be converted in the business object, because a couple of other things. The business object product, the way unique USP, the unique selling point of the business object, the unique kind of patent or trademark, it's like ad hoc reporting. So let's do what is ad hoc reporting in the business object. I'm going to open right here on the screen BI Launchpad. That's the basically common platform or interface, and this is the login screen for a Launchpad. When you have SSO integration in your application or like web bank, then you don't it won't be popped up on your screen. So as I'm saying, Windows AD or authentication. So once you provide your credentials in your system, everything should be integrated all together. So the login screen may not pop up on your system, but it's kind of a setup and configuration that it's there in the part of syllabus what we are going to learn here. But as a one stop over there. So once you provide your credentials and business object user ID and password, which has been set up in the business object CMC, you will be launched into the info view in the 3.1 version. In the 4.0 we say BI Launchpad. So as a BI Launchpad, you can see when you log in, this is the kind of a small dashboard. Like, it will show you whatever reports you have been running so far in the past, and like, any alerts or anything like that. So it will show you all this is kind of like a quick dashboard for your convenience. And now, as I'm saying, pretty quick, like, the ad hoc reporting, what is the unique, what makes unique business object actually, that's the thing we are going to see here. So here, when you go to applications, you will see here web intelligence applications. So when you click in the web intelligence applications, okay, it will launch a reporting tool for you. So as a business object ad hoc users, when I'm saying business object ad hoc user, these are a couple of keyword or terminology I'm using. I think, Charles, there are some background sound there, so I'm just putting on a mute. If you have any question in between, I will advise just use this chat window. I can just type your question or say, Amit, I have a question, and I will unmute you there. Okay? Thank you. So this is the reporting tool basically. So when I'm saying is ad hoc user, let's think about a system where you have like 400 or 500 users. And in the total number of 500 users, it's really hard. Let's say 500 users start submitting a request for you, simply saying, I just need 3 columns, just drag and drop in the report and give me the data. Means like as an IT manager, as an IT or a business object architect guy, if you think about your roles and responsibility and time that as IT project manager want to spend or charge you, or he's going to pay you, he don't want to pay you for just drag and drop and create 3-column report and deliver to the client, and at the end of the day you will say you completed 14 or 50 reports by end of the day. It's not going to make any sense for them. They want your utilization, your time, your knowledge to resolve or solve a much complex issue than just working or spending time in this small issue. So ultimate objective of ad hoc reporting to create one robust universe. When I'm saying robust universe means it has to be such a strong universe that will compromise or that will provide a solution for as many reports. So let's say this is the universe. What you see here, this is the universe what you selected. So eFashion is one of the business object SAP provided universe what you are seeing here. So now on the left hand side you can see it's business specific per your project, per your business and your domain. You are going to design this universe. This universe are pretty much kind of combined when you say year. So let me drag, double click on year, double click on week, and let's say sales revenue, and let me state, pull the state. Just double click, yeah, year and state and sales revenue. Now when you do a SQL, view SQL here, you will see this select. It's nothing but a SQL query that you are writing here. Select the table name. Before the dot, after the dot, it's the column name, so table name and column name from the table name, and then you just have a group by, so it's just like a group by is doing it. So no programming knowledge required. Only thing, how and when and why, kind of like, how to do it. That's the key in the business object. So just drag the columns, just double click it, you got the column, run query, you got the report. So that's the basic or the first baby step that you are doing it to get the report created for your user. So this is the ad hoc reporting. Let's say user wants to do this. You don't want to spend your time to provide and give them the report like that. So you want to create universe, the one what we have just seen, and let them create this ad hoc reporting. So that's one of the unique USP of the business object that provides this ad hoc reporting so strong. So you don't need to teach the ad hoc your users or conduct a separate training for them and let them, walk through it. It's kind of very self-explanatory. Once they will get in all the components and options available here, it's kind of self-explanatory, and they can at least, if they have a software and the information, and then they have a business knowledge and business information, they can easily get it going. So that's one of the biggest thing as a business object, strong kind of, product design, product design, and the different in the other competitive compared to the other reporting tool. That's kind of a biggest difference there. So as I'm saying now, again, little bit again in the architecture and the roles in the market. So now when you talk about a big client, even though let's say Fortune 500 company, a very, very big company, and then you are working for them. So now let's say that big company has 5 different reporting tools in their organizations, and now let's say the credit card department is using Cognos, and let's say their mortgage department is using, let's say, business object, and their some other department is using, MicroStrategy or like, the Spotfire, something like that, any other reporting tool. So ultimately, they are paying more money, right? If they will consolidate all the 3 different projects as a one reporting tool, their cost will be much more less, because right now they have to hire 3 different developers, 3 different administrators, 3 different kinds of hardware infrastructure, and the maintenance cost involved in it. So when we say hardware infrastructure, again, like the architect level, the system architect, and everything for like the MicroStrategy specific, for BO specific, Cognos specific. When you think about as a BO architect, as a IT technology expert, and like manager, your primary goal to save money for your company, you want to uniform all this reporting platform as a one, and let's say go with the business object. So it will cost less, and then you are going to hire less people there, because as an IT manager, as I'm saying, because you are going to save money having more business object developer at the spot rather having 3 again MicroStrategy and 3 Cognos. Let's have like 5 or 6 business object developers and expand your the reporting platform with putting more robust infrastructure, like instead of having 3 different server, you are going to combine that cost as one server, adding more CPUs or more memory or more space on hard disk, like that. So that's kind of you are going there. So again, this is good news for us basically as a business object reporting developer, because there are opportunities are more with the SAP integration. The way this ad hoc reporting tool is maturing and coming up nice and easy for all the end users reporting. So definitely the market is going to be a boom basically. So far, any questions? Nita, Charles?
No.
Okay. All right. Charles?
Yeah, go ahead, Amit.
Okay. So, all right. So now getting back to the same tool, the next question, like tools, BO 4.0 demo. So as we have seen, this is the ad hoc reporting tool that's available under applications. This is called a web intelligence document that runs over the internet. Similarly, other reporting tool, as I'm saying, this is a reporting tool, not a universe designer tool. The another reporting tool that's a kind of web intelligence client is a client software that installed in your desktop, which requires a license to get this software. So basically, it goes to the manager who manages the IT or complete business object project. Whenever he purchases software from business object, he has to make a judgment and let them know, okay, you want 5 developer license or 6 developer license. When we say the developer license, the web intelligence reporting tool, it will come under the developer license. So again, it's pretty much same. Couple of advantage you will see here. You will have text here and analysis like Excel here. which will provide you create your ad hoc reporting right from the text file or Excel file. Otherwise, it's again pretty much same reporting tool. Here, when you click on the universe, it will ask you for login ID and detail in order to connect to the server and the business object. Then you have couple of authentication. By default, business object provide you enterprise. So we are selecting enterprise. More we will talk in our sessions. So as you are logging into the business object reporting tool, the next screen it will prompt you to select a universe. And now once after this reporting web intelligence client, we will going to create a sample universe, and the rest of the steps are same. So now you can see I am doing the same step, selecting 3 columns, doing run query, and I'm getting the same kind of output right there. And now you can just play around with this reporting here. You can do section, insert section, and you pick up whatever section you want. Let's say year, just section it just like that. So format, data access, so alignment, lot of things. So coming back here, so yeah, let me do section. If you want to convert this into a chart or something like that, so so you select the table first thing as a first step, and then turn to, and then you go to the line chart, pie chart, and then you just select the pie chart, let's say, and your data will get changed to a pie chart, and you can see the portions whatever you have on your screen based on your selection. So one other thing, it's very straight and easy. You don't need much to get into this basically the prior the programming knowledge or the database knowledge. It's easy going job in the business object. So again, coming back to any questions so far in this reporting tool? All right, now I'm going to open Universe Designer right here, View 4.0. So I'm going back here and Universe Design Tool. So there are 2 tools here pretty much. So from the BO, basically BO 3.1 and BO 4.0, there is one big difference here. So BO 3.1, which has only Universe Design Tool, with the BO 4.0, there is one other tool. It has been added in the client tool applications or list, which is called Information Design Tool. What exactly difference between these 2 tools? So let's see. Or pretty much is a quick high level. Universe Design Tool, which has one limitation from the beginning. When you are creating a universe, that universe will tie it with the one data source at a time. So in order to connect 2 different data sources, let's say you are trying to create a universe or solution for your reporting, which involves 2 different sets of database altogether. Let's say one is SAP and other is a mainframe or DB2 system. So now with the universe designing tool in 3.1 version, you don't have any option, or you never had an information design tool there, which will give you an opportunity to connect, to create a universe with the help of multiple data source. So that's information design tool that makes unique to that particular tool, where information design tool, you can say, is a limitation there in the 3.1, where you cannot connect or you cannot create a universe that has basically pointed to the multiple data source. But you have one alternate option there. You can link the 2 universes. There is a link universe concept in the universe design tool. We do have it today, basically, where you can link the 2 universes. But again, those 2 universes are separate. It's like if you need to modify some other object in one universe, it's going to be there in one universe, and then you are missing in the other universe. It's always there, going to be like that. So that's one kind of limitation there, and that is the purpose why this information design tool has been launched with the BO 4.0, the reporting application. So we are launching right now in Universe Design Tool. So I am just logging here, providing the system as a server name, and then you can see once I give my user ID password, there is a quick wizard, and wizard is any tool, any standard tool. It's always easy, very quick, just a couple of steps. You can see here 1, 2, 3, 4, and you have your universe ready, and you can create a report. So for now, let's go ahead and use the wizard because it's kind of a sample. So let me give demo. What's 8th January, let's say, and you need to create a connection. So here you can create a new, and then you can define your connection name, demo 8th Jan, and it has to be secured connection in order to export into the repository. So you pick up the secured connection. There are a couple of other connections like a shared and personal. So we will see more in the sessions actually. And then you can see here like all the drivers or plugins if you want to connect to the SAP database, Oracle database, Teradata, Sybase, IBM, Microsoft, Oracle, anything, all the plugins are available right here. Then I have created ODBC connection in the desktop. So I pick up ODBC connection. I give my ID and password for this connection, and I pick up my ODBC. I tested the connection, server is fine. Next, finish. There are a lot of other options when we did next, like the connections and all this information. It's more we will see there later. But let's say I just pick up a couple of tables here, and then I said add. Now you can see in the left hand side what you see here on the top, you can read here database tables and columns. So this is your database, and this is your schema. And under this schema in your database, these are all your tables. When you click on this plus icon, all the columns under this table, they are showing you right here. So another word, universe is nothing but a semantic layer that provides an interface in order to connect to your database tables and columns to your business object applications. So now you can see here whatever tables per your reporting requirement is the very first task as a report developer. You are going to get a report design work. In order to accomplish that report design work, once you receive the information on your email as a BRD diagram or BRD document, you are going to analyze your report. Means like what are the columns are there in the report, how it has been laid out, which column, like what are the rows and what are the columns, what are the dimensions, like the character objects, and what are the calculative or aggregate objects like the revenue dollar objects. So any report it has to have combination of like the character and some dollar number. It's very unusual, means like one or two you can find just for the some analysis, but the majority of the report, those are going to be used more commonly compared to the regular reports. It's like where you have the dollar number. So it always have some aggregated calculations and columns associated with the report. So once you have the report information, you are going to understand or find out where to pick up those columns, what are the source for this object. So once you understand the source and the details, you are going to make a connection from the database. Once you make the connection, the next step you are going to bring your tables, which one basically all the tables you are going to use in your reports. That's what the table you are picking up from the database. That's what we are doing. So your database may have tons of tables, but you only need to pick up all the tables that you are going to use it. Again, this is a wizard, so it simply creates a folder name. In the right hand side, what you see here, it says universe, classes, and objects. So the table name, what you see on the left hand side, it's nothing but it's a by default wizard will interpret it as a class name in the business object, and the columns associated with or under the table, it's been treated as an object name in the business object. I'm really little bit taking more time trying to explain you in the depth of the business object. That's what they're starting with the very basics, but kind of a main fundamental, I should say. It's good to know it has to be understood correctly in order to get into the universe designing. So once you set up your classes and basically objects, the next screen will ask you step number 3 to create a measure object. As I was explaining, you have to have some calculation object in the universe or in the report. So we are finding, let's say, quantity sold or amount sold. So or you have, let's say here, yeah, let's go with quantity sold or amount sold. You want a sum. So you just pick up the object. It has to have the number associated with it, the number object, and you just apply the sum function, and you can see the two calculative object or aggregated object has been created. Screen number next. And now you will say your universe has been ready. Say one class, all the objects, joins, it's been already setting up here. So these joins are like, it's not the accurate join per your business information. Sometimes it happens the joins what you have set up, you are not going to use it, like, you'll see the multiple joins here coming. So it's matching whatever, right now what exactly it is doing, wherever it's finding the matching column, even though like the margin, you don't need to have a join on the margin column or like the quantity sold column from these two different tables. So wherever it's finding the matching number, matching column, it's simply connecting those tables. So that's kind of the thing it was doing right now. So otherwise you can see here pretty much like year or month name or something like this. So it's just matching or some setting up joins by default. So this is mostly like when you understand your business, when you understand your users, your reports, your data, you will know better than anyone else to how to set up the joins, which joins you need to keep, which joins you need to delete, which joins you need to manually create. And then here when you click on any joins, you will have a lot of like shortcut join, outer join, and all the different kinds of function formula. So we'll be going all of these details actually. So let's say very basic, you will have your schema. So we will call it as a schema, then again star schema, snowflake schema, dimensional modeling, couple of small data modeling, knowledge or information or concepts will come into picture when you design your universe. So what you should do, what you should not do, what kind of a problem you will see. So one quick problem you can see right here, it's kind of a loop. So it's going like star fact, article lookup, and again connecting back to the local. So when I go to the list here, tools, and I will say check integrity, you can check everything. For now, let's say check for loops. When I do, you will see the 3 loops right here. So it's not good. You should not have loops in your universe. That's the very first thumb rule. In order to solve a loop, you have to use either alias concepts or context concept. So what are those? We are going to see more in the sessions. But anyway, and again, these are the class name and object name. You don't need all these objects. So basically, you don't need, if you don't need some object just coming from the database, you can delete it. But as I'm saying, it's wizard. Basically, in the real world or in the practical life, you should design it. So how you design it? You say right-click in tables, and you import these tables in your universe, and then you make the joins and create the classes by your own. So you can simply update it, aggregate table. For example, I just renamed the class name. So this class name should be the name what your business understands. So it should be completely focused in when you are drafting it. It should be completely focused what your business understands. So there are a lot of like best practices, what you should do, what should not do, how to write an object name, what kind of the basic guidelines or fundamentals you should think about. All these things comes into the picture. So now let's say I'm doing save as. So now I'm saving this universe in my local desktop, and these are the measure object what we have created just now in the universe. Now I'm saying file, and then I'm doing export. I'm exporting this universe on the repository. So in the repository, what you see here, BI76400, it's a server name. So whatever server name you have logged in dev, you to production, it will show there. And then if you have any project-specific folder in the server or in the repository, if you have shared architecture, when you have like, as I'm saying, the very first example, as I said, like roles and market, when you have Cognos, MicroStrategy, they all coming into the same project, then you are going to have one business object reporting platform or infrastructure and multiple projects working on that. In this scenario, you are going to have multiple folders which belongs to each project. So you are making sure you are exporting your universe into the folder which you belongs to. So that's the explanation what I was giving you. So now let's say whereby universes, and now you are exporting your universe to the repository. So now once you exported your universe into the repository, you will come to the info view, for example, BI Launchpad right here, or you can pull up Rich Client tool, or click on applications, and then you will go like the web intelligence document to create ad hoc reporting. Or if you are as a developer in the business object, you will be still using this tool, one of these tools, to create your report for your business specific. So you can see demo 8th gen, the one we just created. I'm now importing it. So some of the Java, if there is a mismatch in the Java or something, it may warn you sometimes. So the easiest thing, switch the browser. Sometimes this Firefox gives more trouble or more warnings than Internet Explorer. Likewise. So now Going all programs. Java Launchpad. You can copy this one here, and you can open Internet Explorer, paste it, and you can log in. Again, applications, rich client, document, whereby document. Yeah, leave it like that. So now click New, Universe, Demo at Gen, select. Universe is right there on your screen, the one we just created. Let's say month name, and let's say amount sold. Run query. Okay, so now you see there are a lot of loops, so you will see some error message. When trying to refresh the report, it says it cannot, it contains incompatible object. This is because of loops what you have in your universe. This kinds of error message you are going to see. So some of the error message that you have there that you need to resolve when you are working as a developer and fixing that project. So now when you have this universe, and when you drag and drop, same step right there, you can get the data on your screen. Right there. Yep. So far, any question? Nita, Charles?
Yeah.
All right. So I am closing via Launchpad and Universe Designer. The objective to explain how the Universe Designer, and then it has lot of tools like lot of options, hierarchies, list of values, aggregate navigations, check integrity, lot of security thing, how to protect your data as a row level security. So all the options, whatever you see here, definitely we are going, apart from this option, we are going deep in couple of options like parameters, and then under the parameter, this is very important, like all the tabs. So nothing is going to left behind in this tool. So controls, all these parameters, link parameters, we are going to even talk about these parameters, which kind of parameters are useful, and how this small tweak or changes will change the whole basically problem. So a lot of things here to learn. So I'm going to close this one for now. Let me close this PI Launchpad. And the next step, basically what I'm going to show you, the central management console, admin, how this admin system look like in the business object, and what are the other options you have there, like the servers and all the details. So you provided. So now once you log in into the central management console, you can see here pretty much like, these are all the options what you are going to see in the business object administrator. So in the training, as I was saying to both of you, I think I will give you a full admin privileges. So just like in administrator right now, whatever options I can see, you will be seeing all the options. The only thing, just play with the responsibility. So server is in your hand. Just make sure you don't delete anything, or before you do it, if you have any doubt, just ask me and I will answer you, or I will guide you, or I will teach you. That's my job. That's my responsibility when you are in the training. But yes, you are going to get the full control as administrator, so you can learn as much you can learn. So all the options what you can see here, users and groups, how to create a users and groups, and then basically when you click on the folders, all the folders what you see in the info view right there, it has been set up or defined right here. When you right click user security, you will see the report groups and users, whoever is part or whoever have access, who does not have access, all these things like the details, and then servers, all the servers. So in the management, when you click on the servers, what are the servers you will have in the business object, and like all the services and which are important, what are the things you need to take a look, all these parameters inside the server. So we will be going through everything, whatever you see here on the server. So a couple of things like all app is not there, or like the federation is not there, replication is not there. Apart from pretty much, we will be going everything here, like promotion management, like import wizard is there in the 3.1, but it has been replaced with promotion management here. So it's kind of promotion management which will help you migrate your reports and inwards from Dev to UAT, and also security from one version, from one system to another system. That will be helpful for that. Version management is just like standard version management tool like VSS, TAFS, or subversion, any tool you can pick up. It will, just like business object, provide you version management. So whenever you migrate, it will maintain a version in the system. Instance manager, basically whenever you schedule a report, it will make a copy in one copy in the server, and that's how basically you schedule report from one user to another user. You can send that report as a PDF, Excel, or business object version so that other user can open it in the respective format. So that's kind of, you can, when you send this report from one person to other person, is a scheduled copy, and then you want to see if the user reports the report, they have not received that report, how to troubleshoot and all these things. Instance manager, it will help you. Access levels, when you talk about security, you don't want to give one user scheduling rights and you want to give other user scheduling rights. How you are going to differentiate between these two users? One user is a business object administrator. If you want to give admin rights to the developer, and you don't, it's like, I should say, cut, copy, paste right to the developer, but you don't want to give that cut, copy, paste rights to the end users, how you are going to segregate between these two. So this is all kinds of information, and as I was explaining in the demo, basically these are the three roles. But even though as you are getting into the project for universal designer, report writer, at least your manager, he is not going to tell you, but your administrator knowledge will always add up on your shoulder. You will get always more stars if you have more administrative knowledge, because manager wants security. Security means data. Ultimate goal for any client, for any project, for any reporting system, to protect the data. You cannot protect your data. As a business object developer, you are responsible for designing a report and delivering that data to the end users. If you don't understand the security, if let's say one user will simply ask you and he will say, you know what, I want to get an access to this folder. You know what, can you please place a request and just set up me on that folder? And you said, okay, no problem. You submit a request, that the user got access on the folder. He got some confidential report that he will not supposed to run. He ran the report, got the data, move on. He sold that data, sold that information, you never know. End of the day, when the question will come, the very first question is going to ask the reporting users, who provided that report? Your name is going to come. The next question, how did you provide it? It's like, how did you got a request, or how did you got an access on that? You will say, you submitted a request. There only it comes like, when you know, okay, you will ask a question, which group you are in, kind of conversation, kind of information, kind of knowledge. It will make a difference when you talk in the project, when you talk in the conversation, and you talk with your clients or with your users. Which group you are looking forward. This group, you're not supposed to be there in this group. This group is responsible or set up for these people. These people are approval for these groups. If you want to access in this group, you have to get the approval from following group owner. Go and get the approval, and then I will set you up on the group, or I will submit a request for you to set you up in that group. And then it will get trapped. If he is doing something false, he is not going to get an approval, and then his trial or his attempt will get it disqualified right there. But if you don't know, yeah, it's very responsible work. It's like reporting, no matter what reporting tool you are going to use, it's always very responsible job, because you are holding production data of an enterprise. So it always costs responsibility. Hope you understand what I'm trying to explain, right?
Yes, yes.
Yep. So that's what the security. So as I'm saying, we are going to deep dive into the security. Everything you are going to learn. That's what I can say right now. And apart from is we are going into the syllabus. There is the Excel CS tool. Let me quickly, basically, I can open another reporting tool here, and I can the information design tool. This is another like a new tool as I was explaining, and it's a difference basically universe design and information design tool. So this is the new tool. So there are a couple of steps you need to follow in order to create a universe, and then launch the universe into the system. So that's how the tool will look like. So more will come into the sessions actually. So again, going back to crystal report is there, and then dashboard. So let me quickly open a dashboard, and what I will do basically, I will open one of the pre-built dashboard, and we will just talk about how in the dashboard report will look like. So dashboard is nothing but the biggest difference between the dashboard reports and your standard report. Dashboard report will provide you interactivity. Dashboard report will provide you interactivity, where when you have a standard report like the Web Intelligence version report or Web Intelligence document that runs on the internet version report, it won't give you interactivity. The way the tool has been created, that's the biggest difference. Means this dashboard components, this dashboard tool has all the components. So the interactivity what you are going to get from this reporting tool or the dashboard reports, because the way the tool has been created, and the way the tool has been created in the next question, the way it has been used in your corporations. That's another key thing here. When I say the way you are going to use, means reporting is more for the detail level of analysis, and the dashboard is more for the very, very high level of analysis. So the dashboard report always going to work on a small set of data as compared to the Web Intelligence rich client, where the deep analysis, analysts are there in the system, in the project, where they are going deep dive in the data and getting the very kind of a precious amount information for their decision making. So that's kind of for the Web Intelligence. But this is very high level what you see here, the data, and it gives interactivity. Means if your manager wants to know if, let's say, how each region is doing, instead of giving setting up a drill down and then doing a lot of stuff, if you have a high level information on your screen on data, so any XLCS developer will design this XLCS report, and let's say you want to know in this East region how the sales representative number 5, like John or like Charles or Matthew, how they are doing. So you just click on the sales representative name or number for, say, for example, sales representative 6, and now you can see how they were doing basically on a monthly wise, and now how much sales they are doing basically in the month of January, in the month of November, in the month of April, he was really good, like that. When you click on the 2, you can see the 2. You see what I'm saying? So it gives you interactivity. You just click there and you get the detail right there, all the 4 regions. This is just one example, very small example right on the screen. So you can open any other dashboard, and there are a lot of big dashboards which are available that we can use, and we can take a look. So yeah, open. So I can come back. Let me see. Profitability analysis. I think I can open this one. So when you say preview, so this is like a big dashboard which has been created with the help of this XLCS tool. So you can see here, when you change this sliding bar, you can see all the numbers on this chart is being changed basically. So if you want to say as a manager, if you want to know if I will change sales growth rate from you can see the percentage from 1% to 20%, I want to say how much cross sales I am going to gain, how much cost of goods sold is going to get increased, the selling expenses is going to get increased. You see what I'm saying? So everything, in the net, it's kind of profit and loss, the profitability analysis. So they are doing how they are going to make a profit for their business. So gross sales and sales return and cost of goods, when you combine these 3, you will get the gross profit, and when you have sales expense and general and administrative expense, it's kind of a total expense. When you combine this, then you will get income before interest and taxes, before interest and taxes, and then you will see the income after taxes, and then interest, income, and taxes, and then all the different numbers of sales. So you want to keep this one, how it's going to look like, all the analysis, what you're doing, nothing else. When you see the table, you will see the same information as a table-wise, the data. So that's kind of interactivity we were talking about as XLCS tool. All right. So far, any question?
No.
Yep. So now I'm coming back to the syllabus. So these are like the high-level components that we have in the syllabus that we are going to cover, and then we have Crystal Report, reporting tool here. So we will quickly go over on this syllabus, and then if you guys have any other questions, we can back and forth, on that question. So the syllabus we are going to start with pretty much the general concepts, just setting up the platform for everyone, like what are the OLTP types of OLAP, multidimensional modeling, data warehousing concepts, join, cardinality functions, like that. Then bioarchitecture we will learn this bioarchitecture as part of our administration and security, the security management, all the different tiers, client tier architecture. We will talk in between in all the sessions, but more basically we will learn in the business object administrator or security section. Then we are pretty much going to start with the universe designer, and then we will be seeing all these concepts deep in detail, this universe designer, which starts with building the startup like universe, resolving loops, list of values, 8 functions like 8 prompt, 8 aggregate awareness, couple of examples for these 8 functions with objects, for example, hierarchies, LOVs, join, securing universe, like rollover security, universe implementing life cycle, all these things, maintaining best practices, like that. So once we're done with the universe design tool, then we will again launch back the information design tool, and then we will walk through all the same concepts again with the information design tool as the BO 4.0 tool. Once we are done with the universe design, so this is one of the major portion we are going to spend a lot of time. Once we are done with this universe design tool, and this is very, very important, as I'm saying, very, very important, it does. Means if you talk about certifications, if you talk about interview, if you talk about your career growth in the business object, you have to have very clear, crisp, basic understanding about this universe designing concepts. If you fall behind this step, it's always going to be challenging job for you to work in the business object field. Basically, this is the most important work in the business object universe designer. If you get hold on this universe designing concepts or universe designing, it's very hard to replace you, because you know the system, you know the business, you are getting the data, you are providing data for your reporting. You will easily get the report developers, because it's very straightforward job for the report developers. Here is the report, drag and drop in columns. You might have seen it's very straightforward. Drag and drop in columns, and then just create and format the report, whatever section. It's very easy, and the replacement of a developer is just like that. But replacement for a universe designer, it's always a hard job, because he's the guy who knows the data, who understands the data. He's the guy who is setting up formulas, calculation, context, setting up the universe for the ad hoc reporting. So a lot of challenges involved into it, a lot of interesting things, and always a rewarding career. So once we spend all the time basically going through the universe designer and information design tool in the universe section, again come back to the web reporting section. So web intelligence is basically marked here, but we will be going back and forth. Rich client as a tool, and then pretty much the web intelligence document. And at the same time, when we are going in the 3.1, you have desktop intelligence software. But if you have noticed, as Nita has already worked or maybe working on the 3.1, there is no desktop intelligence tool in the 4.0, right?
Yes.
So what I will be doing here is part of this web intelligence reporting, all the differences, not only for the interviews or certifications or the real-time scenarios, all the differences, whatever we have between this desktop intelligence and web intelligence, I will be walking you through. Whenever we will pull the rich client, I will say, you don't see the macros here, but desktop intelligence will provide you macros capability. You don't see the XML, like, the provider here, but, the web intelligence means like desktop intelligence will provide you the VB and add-ons like that. So kind of differences we will talk about. And there is one very popular project, or very kind of like, the very important thing here is like report conversion tool. So we will see it, how to convert these reports, basically what are the key points you should consider, what are the report, what kind of report you cannot convert it straight. So if you have any report which has stored procedures, used while designing the desktop intelligence report, straightforward, keep it aside. You cannot convert through RCT tool. Don't spend time there. If you have any report which is using, let's say, multi-level of sectioning. It's not going to convert 100%. It may fail behind it. So you have to analyze that those reports. If you have any freehand SQL, means custom SQL, hardcode SQL in the report, that report is not going to convert. That's straightforward definition. It cannot be converted. That's there in the business object documentation. So this is kind of the information that we will be learning through all way long. Then we have Crystal Report 2011. As I'm saying, we are going to spend good number of time in this web intelligence, and we are going to see everything, as I said, in the 4.0 client tool, web intelligence rich client, all the options, whatever we have in the rich client, we are going to see. And not only the options, whatever I should say, not the options, the functionality, whatever we have, we are going to see. We are going to learn more tricks. Means like the real time, let's say when the client will say he wants to create a report where he wants some specific sectioning or formatting, or let's say some hyperlinking or open document, how you are going to do it. So that's kind of scenarios, and the properties, like they want dynamic alignment whenever you have multiple tables or multiple, you have this table and let's say Control C, Control V, and when you have another chart in the report, how you are going to dynamically align it. You always want this chart to be put together one side other, like side by side or one behind it. So how you are going to do it, like right click and align and the relative positions, how you are going to dynamically play around it. So like alerters, how you can dynamically start this value whenever, let's say when you have date and year and month basically, or let's say not the month, when you have month name. So let's say do a run query quick and I drag and drop. So now you can see here, it always starts with April, means like it always sorts your data as alphabet sort, but you need to know basically per your requirement. Everyone wants to see the month by the actual month name, like January, February, March, April, like that. No one wants to know the month name by alphabet sorting, like April, August, December. It doesn't make sense, right? So how you are going to do, or how you are going to overcome, let's say there is a report which has a scheduled and which has a prompt, which prompt is like year prompt, and now you are going from 2012 to 2013, how you are going to play with this prompt, basically how you are going to do a dynamic prompt setting up in the report. These are like the real-time challenges what you are be seeing in the project, especially in the business object project. So some things are like straightforward, you cannot do with this way, but this is an alternate. So what are those alternates? That's the key. So those are the things we will be going to learn. So pretty much this is one of the other sections we are going to spend really good number of hours in this web intelligence or reporting section. So once we are done with these two sections, it's really good number of information that we have to understand and gone through so far. Then we have a Crystal Report, Excel CS, and administration. And then administration, again, we are going to see deep and detail, and then in between, we are going to talk about all this SDK, open document reporting. Rich client is again same thing. I will talk you through when we are learning this Excel CS. We'll be going through this web services, security implementation, everything, whatever the conceptually we will be seeing. We'll be parallelly doing this implementation, like creating a user, setting up a groups, setting up permissions. We will change the cut, copy, delete rights. And then we will see it, how it behaves in the BI Launchpad and how it makes a difference at the right there when you change the properties. So this kind of information we are going to see there. And then import wizard, it's been changed in the 4.0, but we will talk about actually. And then a live office. So we'll just explain you how the live office can be set up and all the basic information actually. Yeah. All right. So that's all overall like a training syllabus actually, the syllabus contents and what we have been talking through almost 1 hour. Yep, and a lot of things in the syllabus, but we got to cover it up. And then we will be providing you the PDF documentation, from the business object. So for all the training and all the syllabus, and I will provide you the practice exercise for each section. So you will have some information to do practice, or you can follow those practice samples or examples to do the same repetitive exercise. And we have some case study, and then I have some certification questions, actually the one that's been asked in the certification. So we'll be sharing the certification, all the information and questions with you guys, so you will have proper understanding.
Okay.
Yep. So any questions so far?
No.
Yeah, pretty long day. I was been talking all this morning, so throat is a little bit sore. All right. So, any question, Charles? Oh, Charles, Nita?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Charles, are you there?
Yeah, I'm good, Amit.